how the press is trying to rewrite the impact of Obamacare. What about the CBO report and the job killing? Yeah, you hear about that in the news? That was great reporting. That yes, raising the minimum wage cost jobs. We've talked about that. We once again, a wonderful article that I believe I mentioned yesterday. If I did not, my apologies to Arnold Allard, who did an outstanding analysis on citing studies that said exactly that, what the CBO has said. And this is what happens. Again, we do not need it's not like we don't know the answer to a strong economy. It's liberty and freedom and recognizing our rights come from God. And what I mean by that is you don't allow the government to manipulate the currency, the value of it in that sense. So what we need to do is have a standard, maybe a collection of things in a basket of currencies that we look at in the way we evaluate the worth of the currency. Gold standard, arguably, or gold would be a part of it. And that means, what does that all translate to? Okay, keys to economic success. Here it is. Are you ready? Real quick. Strong dollar. Okay, that's one. Smart regulation and limited regulation and constitutionally appropriate regulation. You follow me? Yeah, not going outside the executive, jumping on Article 1 powers of Congress because you can't get things through Congress, so you just take it. All right, that's big. Okay, flat tax, fair tax, a clear tax system. And what's another part of this? Oh, don't spend as much more than you take in, and get out of the welfare state and start going back to what we constitutionally, the federal government is constitutionally supposed to do. And to do that, you need to reform. And when you reform, it doesn't mean you want to kill Granny. It's the exact opposite. You want Granny to have the resources that she has paid into and has been promised. And you also want 3 to 2 Americans who are paying for Granny as it went down, as we saw the number and demographically, as we saw as a Ponzi scheme not line up. We wanted to change that because we wanted Americans to have more control over their money and their retirement. When America fears the term privatization and trusts the government more and makes entitlement programs their idols, and what I mean by that is, on average, pays out about $150,000 more than you pay in on average through the entitlement programs of Social Security and Medicare. That's not to say you didn't pay in. I get it. I do too. I'm a part of that. But at some point, that can't be sustained because what you put in, you're getting more than you take out. You're taking out more than you put in. And what do we call that? Not you personally. This is what the government's done. What's sad is we have an America that's afraid of the term to privatize. They're afraid of their own freedom. That needs to change. That's why I believe the Tea Party and other movements that are stressing liberty within the conservative movement, be it libertarian to the neocons to the, and I'm a neocon and gamer, I guess. That's how you classify me. Social conservatives, that's me too, and maybe you, and all of that. And sometimes the people are a combination of all of those. But bottom line, we look at this and we say it's about freedom. And we see that there are answers to the problem. But if the press continues to cover for President Obama, I actually want to play this one clip, and it's 27, and if you can do it for me. This is Katie Kay speaking, Katie Kay on NBC about Obamacare numbers and jobs and enrollees last week. It's cut number 27. I'm making a big jump here. My team's amazing. Jeremy's just all over this. So I bring this out because even when we have the result in, we will have a media that is willing to lie for their ideology. Roll it.
I mean, there are a lot of consumer-friendly provisions in Obamacare that people really like and are getting used to. And, good luck trying to convince everybody to take those back.
It's amazing how quickly we are starting to see the Obamacare story change its tone.
It still has a long way. Let's be clear. It still has a long way to go.
The numbers that
I'm for it, but it has a long way to go. We shouldn't overstate this.
The numbers that came out this week, I think, were some of the best numbers.
Best numbers, totally short of the goal, totally short of the projections, and also received 4 Pinocchios of the people stating those numbers and the likes of Dick Durbin for the $10 million claim. Bottom line, do you see what I mean? they're counting on. In the first part of that statement, you hear somebody say, once they get the goodies, they're not going to want to let them go. And even when they promise the goodies and they can't deliver them, they can't deliver them. And people are saying, we need to hang on. They're counting on that. The game's over. Ponzi scheme's done. We realize the lockbox doesn't have anything but IOUs. And we want our liberty back. We want our freedom back. And we want to recognize that God is the foundation of this country and our lives, even for those that don't believe ostensibly in him. AFR Talk, Crane Durham, nothing but truth.